The founder of the Gateway Pundit, Jim Hoft, has declared bankruptcy. This is truly one of those mess around and find out sort of moments. This is an infamous conspiracy theorist who ran and runs an infamous conspiracy theory website called The Gateway Pundit. They put out a statement yesterday which reads, quote, TGP Communications, the parent company of The Gateway Pundit, recently made the decision to seek protection under Chapter 11 of the United States Bankruptcy Code in the Southern District of Florida as a result of the progressive liberal lawfare attacks against our media outlet. They go on to say this is not an admission of fault or culpability. This is a common tool for reorganization and to consolidate litigation when attacks are coming from all sides. It allows the Gateway Pundit to consolidate this lawfare in one court for ultimate resolution. Now, what's at issue here is that those Georgia election workers, Ruby Freeman and her daughter Shay Moss, these are the same names that should ring a bell from the Rudy Giuliani defamation suit. They sued the Gateway Pundit in 2021. And they said, Jim and Joe Hoft, the brothers who run this conspiracy site, they, quote, engaged in a campaign of lies that instigated a deluge of intimidation, harassment, and threats that has forced them to change their phone numbers, delete online accounts, and fear for their physical safety. Not totally dissimilar from what Rudy Giuliani did and is accused of doing, and for which a judgment was assessed against Giuliani. This is one of the really, really, really bottom of the barrel conspiracy sites. And many of you in the audience gleefully wrote to me saying, this is absolutely fantastic news. Listen, as many of you know, I am not a free speech total absolutist, but if it's not illegal, I want it to simply be subject to the free market of ideas. And they've published a lot of really, really bad ideas and disinformation over the years. If you go back to 2016, the Gateway Pundit published the Hillary Clinton's health stories, making up various health conditions that Hillary Clinton supposedly had. They published voter fraud lies about 2016 and 2020. They have a very long record of misidentifying when there's a mass shooting or a terror attack. They will regularly misidentify or blame individuals who had nothing to do with these events. They did it after Charlottesville in 2017. They did it after the Las Vegas shooting in 2017. They did it after the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting. I forget what year that was. And they also repeated endless lies about the 2020 election that to a great degree attempted to bolster or corroborate much of what you were hearing from Trump and from people surrounding Donald Trump. COVID-19 misinformation to a dangerous degree. And they also jumped in on the birther nonsense, perpetuating the false claim that former President Barack Obama was not born in the United States. So it's a very, very long list. Now, am I happy about this? Listen, it's one of these things where it's sort of like when you say, do I want someone locked up? Well, in a vacuum, I'm not for denying due process to people and imprisoning them simply because I don't like their ideas. If there is evidence they committed crimes, then they should be indicted, they should be tried, and if found guilty, they should be sentenced in accordance with what the law says. This is a case where the Gateway Pundit has spread some of the most vile and corrosive lies and conspiracy theories and disinformation that we have seen. There are individuals who say we have suffered at the hands of the Gateway Pundit. We believe we have a civil case against them. They filed it. Now the Gateway Pundit has filed for bankruptcy. Happy is not necessarily the right word for me, but this is bottom of the barrel, grotesque stuff that these people publish. And if their actions logically correspond to them no longer being able to spread this stuff, I would argue it's a good thing for society. It's not about me going out and demanding people be silenced. It's not about me demanding that the government in some First Amendment violating way silence people, but it may be the just and correct consequences of their actions that they lose their business and they lose their website. By the way, it is not untrue that this is a formal reorganization, the Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It may not actually kick them offline or prevent them from continuing to publish this stuff. So we're going to follow it. It may be the just consequences of their actions. It is time to start thinking like voters and to make sure that kids understand the importance of voting, how it works, registering, ballot initiatives, because so many kids just have no idea. That's why I wrote the new children's book, Think Like a Voter. I can think of no better time and no more important group of folks to try to reach. The book is now available at davidpakman.com/book, where, by the way, you can get the first 2 books in the series as well. Think Like a Detective and Think Like a Scientist. Really important stuff. Donate them to local libraries, classrooms, read them with the kids. davidpakman.com/book.